Hi, so you're listening to Tru Thoughts on a Zoom with, I'm Robert Louis, and I'm on a Zoom with the Syndicate, aka DJ Fingers, aka Carl, and Ijeoma. Now, am I pronouncing that correctly?
You're good, you're good.
You're good, I am, okay. So it's great. Thank you for joining us today. I'm a big fan of you both, and we're gonna have a little chat because we've signed a project, an album project that you're doing for Tru Thoughts. But I've got this record behind here. So this is a record I heard a little while ago that from you. And I've played it non-stop ever since I've had it. And so I was really excited when you got in touch and you said you've got an album project, which we've thankfully signed to Tru Thoughts, and we're really looking forward to releasing that. But maybe, do you want to let us know a little bit about how you two met and where this project first started?
Should I go?
Go on.
Yeah. I was telling you before about a guy that I knew that worked at the TUC, but we used to, don't want to say the years, but it feels like at least 20 years, I'm sure. Sorry. But I used to be with a group of guys, they're still going, called the Reference Library, and Andrew Eby, a fashion designer, Crazy Noddy's part of it, Mark, and basically it was the core of us was five, and everyone played different types of music. One was a funk DJ, another one was Noddy was more like a boogie DJ, called himself Mr. Nods as part of that. Andrew Eby was very, very deep jazz, especially black jazz records, that type of stuff. And he was into dancing as well. So and then they brought me in, they heard me play and they brought me in. And we did this thing, we started off in Goode Street, where we basically just DJ. And we ventured into Hoxton and we found this place called the Troy Bar. And we convinced the owner, one of the only black-owned venues to this day in the Hoxton area. We convinced him to allow us to do these parties that we called the Reference Library. We'd make library tickets, and we'd only invite each DJ's own personal friends and circles. But from doing these nights, what was interesting about Reference Library, rotated every 20 minutes, the DJ would change. And it was very, it was a little underground, little clicky thing. From doing that night, I met someone who used to go to Spats called Darren Lewis, who had his own night called Gimme the Goods at the same venue. So I just met him in the venue on a quiet night, quiet afternoon. And through that, we rekindled a connection through the music. And he told me about Jess, and he introduced me to Jess. And from the time that we met, we began working on Stand Tall. I'll say no more.
Yeah, I mean, I was going down to Troy as well, and there was open mics and people on the decks, and just like Carl was saying, friends of friends kind of getting invited to the night. So I used to get on the mic sometimes, and then obviously our mutual friend saw me on the mic and kind of said, you guys need to meet each other.
So you were singing, just getting on the mic,
yeah,
singing, yeah, okay. So a lot of people probably hear the little twang in your accent. You're originally from Newcastle, but I guess living in London at that point, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Newcastle to London, and I'm in New York now.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so just through that vibe, and what were you singing your own material, or were you doing covers of songs, or?
Yeah, just my own material. I've been writing forever, and wherever I've been, I've kind of got involved in the music scene. So in London again, I think I was looking for my people, looking for that home, and found it through that night at Troy, actually, and through mutual friends. So yeah, that was just my outlet at the time. So really grateful to be introduced to Carl, DJ Fingers at the time, and we just hit it off, honestly. I don't know, I can't remember exactly where it was, but I came down to see you, Carl, and you just started playing some beats, and then again,
that was the Gooch Bar, because that was where we were. Yeah, I had a little, almost like a mock-up studio in the basement, just the decks and stuff. Yeah.
So we just, sorry.
So what was the first song that you did together then? Which one?
think that
It,
might be in Sound Tall. Can't
it
remember
was
now.
Stand Tall,
Oh
yeah.
wow.
It was
Okay.
Stand Tall. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
And we did the slower version first,
Yeah. So
and
there's a
then we
slow version.
decided to do, yeah. We had a friend that kind of the same person I always talk about. He's always constantly been in my life, Adrian Wong, and he met Jess as well, Ijeoma as well, and he encouraged us to maybe do because he worked for Soul Trader, so he kind of encouraged us to do another version as well if we were going to put it on vinyl, because we was always like, yeah, we're making vinyl releases, and he encouraged us to do the other version that we called the club mix version as well.
Because for me that was really exciting, because I'm a huge fan of this the original Syndicate, and then this I don't know where I heard it, but I heard it and it ended up with vinyl, and then it was like, oh god, this is amazing, this record. So I was playing it a lot, and again, one of those records I've just continually played, and you get people asking about. But it was that. So we are reissuing it now through Tru Thoughts. It was actually quite hard to get hold of as well, isn't it? So there is vinyl, but it felt like almost a mission. I can't recall buying it, but it felt like it was a bit of a mission to get the vinyl for some reason. I don't know what was going on back
The
then.
reason why really is because we've like been writing music together and just independently releasing it. So honestly, it was what we could afford to like press up, but we'd still press them up and push them out ourselves. And then, you know, whatever help we had from people who wanted to help us distribute and stuff, like that's maybe why you got it. But you know, small runs, and it was just us wanting people to hear it, but you know, doing whatever we could within our means, really.
Yeah, yeah. So it's brilliant. So and I guess that ignited. I've been playing all the releases that you know, there've been subsequent releases through them, which I've just really been enjoying. And then yeah, I got a message from you, which is a little while ago, and you said, "Oh, look, you're doing an album," and I was really curious about. Oh, wow, this is good, could be really, because I'm a huge fan, and I play records constantly. I don't think there's a year that goes by where I don't play a record from the Syndicate, you know, in DJ sets or on the radio, because to me, you're as much part of, you know, the hugely influential that UK sort of soul scene that has gone on there. You know, we could talk about Massive Attack, Soul to Soul, The Wild Bunch, Omar, Young Disciples, but to me, you are sort of always equal with that. And then so it's always really, I love when I'm hearing new music and the artists are still doing things and it's still feeling, okay, this is working now. It's not necessarily trying to be, oh, I'm trying to be the sound of then. It was always quite forward thinking, always quite classic sounding as well. And I think you sort of just kept that sound. So we are going to do a longer interview. We're just doing a little short interview just to announce the signing with you on Tru Thoughts and the album that's to come as well. So just to let people know a little bit, what would you say about the album that's coming out on Tru Thoughts? How would you describe that is forthcoming? What would your description for that?
Go on, Fingers.
Oh, okay. It's hard to talk about yourself, but I think it's what we enjoyed to do, and it's our personal. You know, we made the music that we want to hear, and you know, it's fun. It's fun making it. You know,
yeah,
it's hard. It's hard to. I think when we first spoke to you, as we you know, we had, you know, honored with the interest. I personally expressed that it's not that we got unfinished business, because we've never stopped. Me and John, we've never stopped making music since we've known each other. But we kind of feel that we want to share, you know, what you're acknowledging what we do, and we haven't gone anywhere. If people didn't know that we're still here, we've always been there, but we've only ever been able in the past to do what we've done. So, you know, we really appreciate having the opportunity to be part of the Tru Thoughts family. You know, we're honored to be part of it.
Thank you. We really appreciate that. I mean, for me, it was really fascinating. I mean, my description of it is it's a sort of soul album, but you've got like the blues rock. There's like a almost like guitar element with it. And I remember when we were talking as an A&R, I was saying, oh, you know, maybe that could come off. And you go, no, we want this influence. We want to show this. And you're trying to do something a little bit different, just push those boundaries, just a little reminder of the history of rock and roll and soul and the blues. And it's, you know, what we do here so well in the UK of just fusing everything together. So it's got that. And I remember when you sent the sort of final album, I was listening to it and I'm like, we're obviously discussing like what singles could do, and I was listening to this, I was like, they are so many good songs on this. And I said to you, I think I need to send, do you mind if I send this to Mr. Scruff? Because I said I wasn't sure if I was being biased because I'm a huge fan, thinking this album is amazing. And I said I could just do with another pair of ears to listen to this album, just like a little fresh perspective. And I sent it to Mr. Scruff, shout out to Andy. And I said, look, just have a listen, just let me know. And I know he's really honest about what he thinks. I said to him, just let me know what you think about it. And, you know, we're trying to choose some singles. And then, I mean, he replied just going, I love this. It's been a privilege listening to it. He couldn't figure out. He gave a massive list of maybe what could be singles as well. So I think already, you know, it was that thing that it's what we love to do on Tru Thoughts. We've got an artist who's just maybe just trying to push things a little bit within a genre, just trying to do something that's not necessarily what's going on right now everywhere else, but is sounding correct. And I think that's what we're really looking forward to. It will be coming, this album, so yeah, people will hear it soon. But yeah, that's it. So look, we are going to do a longer interview with you when the album comes out, and also right now there's an interview that we've got online with Carl DJ Fingers, just the early history of the Syndicate. So if you want to check that, have a listen to that. But yeah, look, thank you for joining us on the show this week.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.